as a soldier at a checkpoint, our job is to basically control civilian population. On a personal level, walking through a checkpoint, and this is something it's probably best not heard from an Israeli. Walking through a checkpoint is one of the most humiliating. It's controlled by a bunch of 18-year-old kids, pretty much. I was one of those kids.
بنموت كل يوم الصبح 100 موتة.
وما بيعرفونا احنا هيك.
مين اللي ما بيعرف؟
اللي بده يعرف بيعرف.
كل العالم بيعرف. هذول القطعان العبيد اللي شايفهم بس شغلت عبيد. اوعى تقول لي انت مش عامل. لو عامل في للعامل في العالم كله حقوق. في للعالم كله حقوق. يجب ان تحترم. العالم لازم يكون بإنسانية يعامل. هذه المبرمجة القصد منها تحطيم الأعصاب وتحطيم النفوس. شايف أنا بدل ما أطلع من بيتي
حكيت ما حدا رد عليه
بدل ما أطلع من بيتي وأقعد نص ساعة بقعد 3 ساعات 12 ساعة في العمل الشاق. ما بيهلكوا البني آدم قد بس عملية المرور من هذا المعبر تحت كذب اسمها الحفاظ على الأمن. اللي بتأخر على شغله 2 3 كل يوم صاحب الشغل يا بطرده يا بخصم عليه 3 ساعات يا إما بأخره 3 ساعات مقابلهن. مع تكرار هذا صار يصير عمليات فوضى، وهذه يعني يندى لها الجبين ومخجله. شايف كيف؟ فيعني بناشد كل أصحاب الضمير في العالم، إذا ظل في العالم أصحاب ضمير حية، إنهم يجوا بيتفرجوا ويلاقوا لنا حل لهالمأساة.
There are many checkpoints. Most of the checkpoints of the Israeli army are internal inside the West Bank. And there's all kinds. Sometimes it's just physically blocking roads, making them impassable with trenches, with piles of earth and cement. Sometimes it's gates that can be opened with a key. Sometimes it's soldiers who are there, stationed permanently, checking that you have some sort of permit or just searching you. Sometimes it's soldiers which are sometimes there and sometimes not. There are hundreds of different forms of blocking movement inside the West Bank. Now, Israel is talking about having removed some of those checkpoints, which is true. Still, traveling from one end of the West Bank to the other, a distance of perhaps 80 miles, takes me as an Israeli an hour and a half or 2 hours in a car, and takes a Palestinian, whereas on some of the roads that I go, he can't go, some of the checkpoints that I pass, he can't pass through, it would take him a day. That is, leave the Haria in the Southwest Bank in the morning and hope to get to Jenin by nightfall. Now we're talking about inside the West Bank, between different parts of the Palestinian autonomy. So what does this have to do with security?
When I was in university, I had to go through checkpoints on almost a daily basis. And it often, sometimes took us 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to cross a checkpoint. And it was a most difficult thing, and we were often stopped and humiliated. And the worst part is that we knew that the checkpoints were not there for security. They were there to delay us and humiliate us. Because they seldom searched my bag. I used to walk through these checkpoints all the time with the bag, and they never searched it, or seldom. And I used to think in myself, I wish they would search the bag so that at least I would know this is for security, but they wouldn't. I remember I used to think to myself, what would I have done if it was not for my faith in Christ? How would I have survived this? How would I have endured this? And then I think, how did others endure this?